Hello, YouTubers. Today we're doing the Dyna coil wires and coils in the Batgirl ZX7R. Uh, we uh, we kind of we figured out a way to mount the coils in on the OEM bracket without using the third post that usually runs through here. So to make sure that both ends are grounded out, which they probably are, we're gonna build a jumper wire. Uh, Jump from here down to the frame, so we'll just make sure that the coils are grounded completely, and then we'll wire up our trigger wire and our hot wires. We'll supply 12 volts to it, and the trigger wire, which fires coils in return to our spark plugs. Blah blah blah. We went ahead and, of course, you didn't need me to show you how to make the wires up for the boots. We took the off the other end. Of course, you cut these in half, two lengths, and we cut the other boots off. We're gonna use the OEM boots because they keep the dust, dirt, debris out of the tops of them. With these boots, they just slip down, and we'd have a hole over the, that they went in that wasn't sealed up, and water elements, everything else will be getting in there and building up. When you go take your spark plug out, as soon as you pull it out, what's in there falls right down the cylinder. You got problems. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a jumper wire, jump from from the coils down to the frame. We're gonna put a couple. We have insulated connectors. I don't like the insulated connectors. It's a place for water to build up, dirt, debris, everything else to get in there. Corrosion start. I don't have any dielectric grease, but let's pull these little insulators off. I mean, without the way I do it, sometimes it can be a little tough. So what I do is I just heat them up. It only takes just a second, and they pull right off. That way, when you go to put we went and bought some, which I've been waiting to do this installation until I got some heat shrink tubing, because black tape's just not the way to go. Bike gets hot, it unravels, comes loose. We got bare connectors. If you load your connector in first, and anyway, yeah, the heat shrink tubing, it just shrinks down around it, seals out the elements really well, and so we crimp them down, give them a good tug. We're using white. I don't have no black wire right now. We're gonna go ahead and cut us a piece of heat shrink tubing. We need one for each end, so we'll go ahead and put them both on before we make our other connection on the other end. We don't need all this length, but no, shove them on there first. That way, when if you push them up, the tighter your heat shrink tubing is on your connector, when you go to heat it up, it shrinks down on there a lot better. This one's a little tight, but you just slide it up, slide it up. Don't slide it so hard that it slides off, but I should have crimped it all the way down. When you get done crimping them, you gotta give them a good tug. I did give them a good tug, but trying to get that tight heat shrink on there. But it ain't hard to pull right off the end of the wire. I should have crimped it twice, but it's on there now. Crimp them together real well. I always double crimp them. Get a good pull. Slide it back up on there one more time. When you get them up there, get it up as far as you can. Don't leave wires sticking out the end. They just pick up moisture when they hang out the end of the heat shrink. Then what you do is just give them a little heat, twist it around. They seal up on there really good. Watertight-ish. And what we'll do is put our other heat shrink on to the other end, the eyelet. Measure it off. We only need, that much. We don't need the rest of that. Don't strip a bunch of wire off the end. All you're doing is exposing more wire to the elements to pick up water, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, you just need a little bit sticking out there. Twist it up. Like I said, with these insulators, you got all that hole right there, that diameter. It's just going to pick up water and moisture. Give them a little heat. It only takes a few seconds and pull it right off. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. So, what I'm going to do is load the crimpers up first. I know I'm taking a long time on it. Anyway, I try not to make too long of videos so that, everybody don't. It's kind of boring watching someone work at their slow pace. I don't have the editing skills to speed this up, so give it a pull. Feels good. Slide our other heat shrink tubing. Like I said, go all the way to the end. No exposed wires. Add a little heat. That don't take much. Don't leave it on there too long. Just twist it all the way around. Get it on there. Nice and tight. It's better than black tape. Okay. So anyway, that'll go on right here down to the frame. That'll make sure we're grounded on both ends. What we do is we're going to take the bracket apart. That gives us access to the positive, negative end. We'll wire these when we get it over to the bike. We're going to put the trigger wire down closer to the metal spacers that space it to this bracket. That way there's no 12 volts grounding out up against the spacer. I'll get some nylon bushing spacers, just to make sure. But till then, we're gonna pizza earlier, burping it up now. Okay. Now, these are loose to the tops. For 1 and 4 coil and a 2 and 3 coil. You know, the 1 and 4 are the same coil. 2 and 3 are the same coils for those. What we're gonna do is take them over here to the bike. We'll make our connections here and here with it down close to the wiring harness. Get them snugged up tight. That way when we mount it to the bracket, tighten them down. There is some gap there. Unless your screws back out, you know, back out, they shouldn't touch this metal spacer. It's copper. So, yeah. We'll have, you know, the shop to make our own bracket. We can make this one work. We just can't use the center, and we'll just connect our coils to this or a spot on the bike to the frame, so that just to make sure that both ends of this coil are getting grounded out. Even though I'm pretty sure that right through here that these plates that are, you know, sandwiched together and coated with, they run all the way through the coil. So if one end's grounded, the other end should be grounded too. Anyhow, without further ado, we are gonna go over here to the bike, and game plan there is get our other coil wires marked where they need to be cut. I'm not gonna put the other, I'm not gonna show it on the video where I screw on the other boots. They screw into the ends. These plug wires, copper core. Okay. Then we're gonna show you which wires go where. Everything. What else? I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Serenity, the BFF. She's not here. She'd be doing the camera work. She'd be talking. It'd be a better video, but she's not here until we live like 15 miles away. Man, without the bike going, I live next door to work, so I haven't had the bike running yet. So till we get the taxi that runs us back and forth to see the BFF and her grandmother. So that's why I'm in a hurry. Anyway, I want to give her a shout out. I don't do shout outs, but BFF, that says it all, gets a shout out. And that's just how it is. So we got her some her own phone coming for Christmas. 8 years old, genius. I know you know that if you've seen any of my other videos. They're, you know, don't have much to do with Dyna coils, but without them, we don't get over the 15 miles to see her. So we're gonna go ahead, move over to the bike, and we'll go from there. Okay. Alright. What I'm gonna do is get a mount on. So let's see if we can get this mounted on here, my phone holder. Let's see here. Sorry for the, but definitely need some editing done here. What we're gonna do is get you on here. It's just where you can overlook the coils. That's not really the best spot, is it? Let's do it right here. I don't know. Where do we mount the camera? We should have thought all this before we okay. let's do that. I'm not gonna get too crazy here. Okay, without further ado, grab the tools we're gonna need here. It's ready, I love you. We're gonna get this thing running, hopefully before Christmas, and see what we can do about getting this a ride on a nice day. So we need to run. Guess what we got? We got white and blue are the triggers. Blues for 2 and 3 cylinders, and whites for 1 and 4 cylinders. And the coils will go in like this. And we're going to use this side here for our 1 and 4. Put them over here, 1 and 4, and these will be our 2 and 3s. So we're going to set the mounting bracket in there, and that way we're close when we're going to put the coils on. Got my white fuzzy slippers on. Nothing like mechanicking with white fuzzy slippers. It's raining outside like crap. It's supposed to have snow, rain tomorrow. Yeah. So my boss, I said, I know that I'm getting close on getting the bike started because the weather's getting crappier. So what we need to do is see if we can get I know you guys would like to see down in there. Let's see. Let's try it. Wow. Not a lot of options on where to mount the camera. What we're going to do is see if we can stick it to a mirror maybe. Got the handlebar and mirrors. No, won't work. Here's what we'll do. Do it like this. Do it like that. I'll do this. See if we can get a better advantage point down in the there. Not doing no good, are we? Anyhow, we got white and blue, yellows for our tack, greens for the tack, red's our power wire, in supply our 12 volts. Out of our stock harness we have a red here, and at the other end of the coil harness there's another red, both with silver on them, so I know they're the same. They feed power to the coil. You have to have power out of the bike, so that out of the harness, so that it's for the fuel pump and yeah, for the fuel pump. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of semi get our strip off the ground. Both positive wires out of the stock harness, they stay. And the green out of the stock body wire harness does not need to be hooked back up according to Dyna. So we're gonna make, since it sits in there like this, we're gonna make this our hot side, this our trigger side on both. That way we can, we'll keep the hot wire away from those copper spacers till I get nylon bushings to put in there. So go ahead. And hook up our positive. Your stars on there. Let's get a. Nope, we had a screwdriver. Ill-equipped, as usual. You know how that is. Got on a flat tip screwdriver. And just, it's always best when you have air cleaner up your carburetors. You should definitely cover up the intake exhausts, or the intake ports, that way nothing falls in here. We're going to go ahead and unhook the positive on the battery. That way, you know, there's no accidents. Nothing gets sorted out. We'll go ahead and tighten down our positive lead. On the Dyna, they say it doesn't matter. You can use either one of these connectors for hot or your ground. Only, like I said, we're using the. And let's go ahead and for the black, we're gonna go ahead on our, since our white is on the 1 and 4 side, we're gonna pull it all the way out of the plastic protector cover, all the way at the end here, like right here. That way it's at this end of the coil, or so that it's not, we're not having to double all the way back with our white trigger wire for the 1 and 4s. So what we'll do is, this connects to the ground on the harness. So we'll make sure we have enough to run to the coil. There we go. We'll snip that off. Then strip it down. Remember, just enough wire out of there that you can put a connector on there. What we're going to do is, but this assorted pack of heat shrink tubing. That way, any electrical work we do, we have plenty. Go ahead and nip us just a little piece off. Slide it on the white wire. That way when we make our connection, it's already on there. And so the white and black both connect together on the 1 and 4 coil. Or you could, what we need to do is, now, see if we can I'm gonna do is cut a piece of insulation out on the white wire further down. That way we can Y off. So we can Y off. Go ahead and put another piece of insulation on there.